Hello and welcome to a new video. Taking the Honda Navi out for a ride on a chilly afternoon. It's not in the full throes of winter yet, but it is December. Pretty chilly. Temperatures are in the upper 40s right now. I figure I'd take this Navi out for a ride before I end up letting it just sit there for a long time. Yeah, so I haven't ridden this for a little while, so I figure I'd take it for a nice ride down by the Paris Town Hall concert venue area. They have an ice skating rink set up that runs through, I guess, Christmas or New Year's or something. So I figure I'd ride by there and check it out. And the camera that I'm using today is an Insta360 Ace Pro, so their new action camera. I mainly got it for its low light performance, but it also has HDR. Now, it's not HDR like you would see for a major film where they shoot in a HLG color space and stuff like that. It's where it takes multiple exposures and stacks them to get images that have more highlights and shadow detail than if you're just shooting in a standard mode. A lot of cell phones do this now, and it's starting to trickle down to other types of cameras. So on this camera, which is an action camera, and it's in just the standard mode. And when it's in the standard mode, if you're shooting at 30 frames per second or less, it shoots HDR, which it's doing right now. And once it gets darker here in a minute, I may stop and switch it over to the pure video mode that you use typically for low light scenarios. But I think right now there's probably enough light. It's got a little bit bigger sensor than a GoPro. It's 1/1.3 inches, so pretty close to a full inch sensor. It's not quite as heavy as the other Insta360 camera I have that actually is the 1 inch sensor, the 1R with the 1 inch sensor, because I've used that one on my helmet before, on the helmet mount, like I've got this one now, and it was a bit heavy. This one doesn't feel as heavy. But it is definitely that time of year where it's typically dark by 6 p.m. And it's, you know, mid-December. This is December 12th when I'm recording this. So there is a bit of, there are a number of Christmas decorations and lights and stuff out. On Bardstown Road. Traffic is slowly moving along here. Hopefully traffic won't be as slow through this section as it was around that light right now, because the intersection at Bardstown and Eastern Parkway is usually slow going. And I've done a lot of rides that go through this area, so fortunately I'm back here again. But it's kind of chilly to go out on a super long ride, and it also being colder. The Navi has 2,000 miles on it, 2,093 miles. Which I'm not sure exactly, you know, it's not high mileage, but it's a decent amount. And this is something where on this Navi, there are some, you know, it doesn't do highway speeds, so you really can't take it on a highway. So you have to do side roads and back roads, and that can, depending on the place that I'm going, take a ride that would usually be 30 minutes and make it more like an hour. So the rides that I'm going on are, well, also, you know, it's pretty cold and it's like about to be dark. I don't want to go out when it's going to be, I don't want to have a super long ride where I'm coming back and it's in the 30s. And there's a Christmas tree at the corner of Bardstown Road and Grinstead Drive by the Wendy's. I didn't spend a lot of time making sure that the angle with this camera mounted to the top of my helmet is perfect, so it may not be an ideal angle. The GoPro that I usually use, the GoPro 11 Mini, it just works out so that if I put it on this helmet mount, I just, you know, mount it, set it as far back as it'll go, and it's a perfect angle. As opposed to this one, I didn't sit there and mess around with it as much because it's a little bit different camera size, a little bit different, you know, focal length and stuff. But hopefully it's a good angle. Now I'm turning onto Broadway, so this will take me back by the Paris Town Hall area. And then I think after I see that, I might go downtown to check out the Christmas tree they have in downtown Louisville, and then wrap this ride up before it gets too cold. And this is approaching the Paris Town Hall area. Not sure exactly what all they have going on through here. Looks like this car is going to the same place. Oh, looks like you can't walk through. Well, I guess I'll see if I can see from the other side. Guess I'll do a quick loop around here. So that's where they have an ice skating rink and Christmas stuff set up. Well, so I'll loop back around and go the other way again. So, not really something you can just drive up and check out. It's something you have to park and get out for, which makes sense to be safe. So it's through the Paris Town Hall Square area. They used to have the ice skating stuff set up in downtown Louisville. I think at some points they had it in 4th Street Live, and then a few blocks away from there, but I guess the past few years it's been Paris Town Hall. Alright, so I just turned this camera over to the pure video mode for low light before I continue the rest of this journey. Because it's one of those things that people frequently get an action camera like a GoPro or something and think that, oh, there's still light out right now, which there is right now. It should look good. Unfortunately, that is not how it works. Well, we'll see if this ambulance keeps going this way. But people think that just because, you know, there's enough light out to see with the naked eye that should be enough light for video. And it's usually not the case. Well, I guess if there's an ambulance... Alright. Got out of the ambulance's way. I guess I will go this way instead of trying to turn left against traffic. It's not that big of a deal because it's generally the same direction I want to go anyway. This is where you would maybe want a little bit more oomph with your motorcycle. A little bit more pure acceleration, because people were getting into that lane in front of and behind me, so I need to get on with it. So the Navi, you know, none of that was dangerous, but there are times where it would be nice to have a little bit more power. Not, you know, go doing burnouts and pulling wheelies, or, you know, mile down the road, but just, you know, in general traffic conditions, wanting to be able to, you know, speed up along with traffic and not get stuck having to merge over at the last second. Something that's funny about the Navi is it's not a manual transmission, it's automatic, but you know, sometimes when you're on an incline and you release the throttle, or the brake, it'll roll back a little bit. And even on a bike, people will get too close to your rear end where you have to hold on to the brake or the throttle so that you don't roll back any. So it is just funny that people do that. And this is Jefferson, heading downtown towards downtown Louisville. And this is in the pure video mode, and so the kind of mode for low light settings. It has the low light stabilization turned on, and it's all auto otherwise. We'll see what this looks like. Because this is a scenario where a lot of times people that don't mess with cameras with a lot may think that, oh, this is plenty of light to record stuff I can still see, but this is actually, for cameras, a darker scenario. And it's relatively chilly. Not super cold, just a little bit chilly. A little bit of jaywalking. Which sometimes, you know, is a little bit inevitable, but, you know, probably want to get a move on and make sure that you're wearing clothing people can see. And you know, there's a lot of narratives that downtown Louisville is dangerous and destroyed by riots, and I mean, I don't really think that's accurate. But one thing that I will say is that the gas stations down here are usually expensive and kind of the wild, wild west. I would typically avoid them if possible. I think the Christmas tree is in 4th Street Live, so it should be just a block or so this way. So we'll see if that is true. Oh, well, it's in the middle of 4th Street Live, so can't quite fully get to that from here. But, yeah, I couldn't really see the tree very well from here. It's in the middle of 4th Street Live, which you can't drive things through. And not able to tilt my head up quite enough to see, but over to the right is the Omni, which is a new-ish hotel. I mean, it's been here for a number of years, but it's one of the nicer, newer hotels downtown. gonna try to loop back to go through Nulu on the way back, because I'm sure they'll have some Christmas lights up. So now I'm about to turn on to Market Street. And then East Market Street, the area that's up a little bit further, is also known as Nulu. It's where there's a lot of restaurants and bars and shops and stuff. And then hopefully I don't get caught in every single red light. But the traffic downtown around the 2nd Street going towards the 2nd Street Bridge always seems to be pretty busy during the work week. The different areas seem to be pretty busy. So I think stuff has bounced back a bit since peak COVID and 2020 and everything, but I don't think it's back to where it was in 2019. You know, part of that is a lot of employers have allowed people to go remote, to work from home or hybrid, where they're not in the office every day. So there's just fewer people in the office in downtown Louisville. It seems like on the weekends when there's events, it still stays pretty busy at the KFC Yum Center and stuff. So this is kind of the Nulu stretch, where there's the different bars and restaurants and shops. There's a bit of stuff down through here. Some of the places, if you've never been to the area, that I would recommend, I like Royal's Chicken, which is hot chicken. There's Grind that has burgers, and then there's the West 6 tap room, like bar type deal. Those are all pretty cool. Garage Bar has a cool outdoor area. Maybe not as useful this time of year, but yeah, so that was taking the Honda Navi for a ride to try to see the ice skating rink at Paris Town Hall, which you can't quite see all that well from the road. You have to kind of get off on foot and walk up. I tried to go see the Christmas tree in downtown that's in 4th Street Live that you can't see super well unless you go up to the into the middle of 4th Street Live itself. So then I looped back through Nulu, heading towards the Highlands. But yeah, that'll wrap up this ride. Until next time.